As one of the most disaster-prone countries in the world, the Philippines requires timely, high-quality, and socially inclusive information and services for disaster warning, preparedness, and mitigation. Through strategic programs and the development and application of innovative technologies, our guest's commitment is focused on building smart and resilient communities. He leads efforts to equip communities to face the threats of volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis, and other geotectonic phenomena. To provide more insights into programs and initiatives, we have with us tonight the Director of the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, Dr. Teresito Toto Bacolcol. Magandang gabi po, Director Toto.
Magandang gabi din po sa inyo, ma'am.
Nung itong 2024, nagkaroon tayo ng pangatlo ng tinatawag na third quarter nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill. Tama po ba?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, kumusta naman po yung drill na ito?
Naging successful naman po yung drill. Minomonitor ko yung participation ng mga tao, mga kababayan natin sa Facebook, and maraming mga schools na nag-participate. Magandang pangitain ito kasi syempre yung mga bata kailangan nating hasain, and sila yung maging next generation so dapat alam nila kung anong gagawin kapag may lindol.
May impact po ba ang mga ginagawa nating mga earthquake drills sa bawat komunidad? Nasusukat nyo rin po ba kung talagang may epekto ito?
Well, malaki ang naitulong ng earthquake drill sa pagbukas ng kamalayan ng ating mga kababayan. I would say that the reason why we're more prepared now than before is because of this regular earthquake drill na ginagawa ng NDRRMC. So I think mas malaki naitulong ng earthquake drill.
Ano po ba ang pangunahing layunin po ng mga nationwide simultaneous earthquake drill?
So yung INSED or National Simultaneous Earthquake Drill, yung primary aim dito is to raise public awareness and readiness for earthquakes. And basically, tinitrain natin dito yung mga kababayan natin on what to do before, during, and after an earthquake. And hindi lang the cover and hold yung tinitingnan natin dito. Tinitingnan din natin yung kakayahan ng mga government agencies to respond during earthquakes. So kapag may mga weak points, pwede nang pag-aralan and paano ma-improve on the next earthquake drill, so that kapag meron tayong kapag nangyari ang tunay na lindol, alam natin anong gagawin natin.
Kasi alam niyo po, pag pinagmamasdan natin yung mga nag-earthquake drill, yung iba ang ginagawa nilang pang selfie para may post sa social media, ano po. And normally, it's not serious. Hindi po ba? So we need to be more serious about this?
Yes, that's right. Siguro iniisip nila dahil practice lang to, huwag nating seryosohin. But then again, yun yung palagi natin sinasabi na earthquake drills kasi, these drills would build muscle memory, naging habit forming. So yung response natin when it comes to real events, would come out naturally.
Kasi kapag may kaalaman, di tayo magpapanik agad.
That's right.
And when you say muscle memory, alam natin kung saan tayo pupunta.
That's right.
Hindi yung parang, you don't know where to go. Di ba? Mahirap yun. So, paano po nagko-coordinate ang PHIVOC sa iba pang mga ahensya ng gobyerno para mas maging epektibo ang emergency response natin in the event of a major earthquake?
So, kami naman ang basically part ang PHIVOC ng prevention and mitigation pillar ng NDRRMC. So, yung mga actions namin, yung mga activities namin are geared towards preparedness and mitigation. So lahat ng activities namin are before the earthquake would happen. So we conduct hazard mapping, tinitingnan natin yung saan yung mga active faults. We do hazard mapping, we provide the LGUs with the maps, we conduct trainings and information dissemination campaigns so that prepared sila kapag nagkaroon na po ng paglindol.
Opo. Speaking of lindol, are we ready for the big one? Kasi matagal na po itong napag-usapan na parang hinog na ang ang fault at malapit na mag-release ng malakas na energy dahil hindi po ito nakakapag-release ng pressure. Tama po ba yan?
Again, the last time it moved was in 1458. And based sa
a long time ago.
Yes, that's a long time ago. And based sa pag-aaral namin, yung recurrence interval or yung return period is every 400 to 600 600 years. Now, if you take the lower limit, which is 400 years, so 1658 plus 400 years, that would be 2058. So, but hindi naman exact yan na by 2058 magkakaroon ng lindol. It could be earlier, or it could be later, or it could be doon sa upper limit natin, which is 600 years. So, if we take the 600-year upper limit, that would be 200 years from now. But of course, we will not prepare for it. We will assume na it will happen on the lower limit because yun yung closer sa atin. Are we ready? So the thing is, we cannot be 100% ready. That's impossible. But I would say, as I mentioned earlier, we're more prepared now than before because of the advent of the social media. Madaling kumalat yung information. People now are more aware, and dumadami yung mga tao. So dati kasi, kahit may lindol sa isang lugar, kung wala namang tao, wala nakapag-report. So ngayon, kapag may dahil dumadami yung mga tao, kapag may mga maliliit na earthquakes in some places, and naramdaman ito ng mga tao na broadcast kagad nila ito because of the social media. So nagiging mas aware yung mga tao.
So nakakatulong yung mga earthquake drills natin, nakakatulong ang pagpo-post ng tao sa social media. Paano pa po natin pinapalawig ang earthquake awareness and preparedness sa ating po mga komunidad?
Okay, so ang ginagawa namin, again, we do information dissemination campaigns. Nagkakandak din kami ng Walk the Fault. In fact, galing lang ako ng Davao 2 days ago. We traced the active fault, and sinamahan namin yung mga residents. Sinasabi namin na this is the active fault. So tinitingnan namin kung ano yung mga bahay transected by active fault. So yan isa sa mga ginagawa namin para mas maging aware ang mga tao about the hazards of earthquakes.
Okay. May mga high-rise na po tayo. Marami na po yan sa business district, mga residential areas po na condominium, mga multi-purpose buildings po. And sometimes may mga matataas pa tayong mga tore. Tulad po sa amin sa PTV, may mataas na tower po dun sa gilid. And kapag meron kaming mga earthquake drills, merong area dun sa bandang harap. But we don't know which way the tower is going to, hopefully it doesn't fall. But if it does, di ba, meron mo ba tayong way of determining kung saan talaga yung safe na lugar na pwedeng tumakbo ang mga tao? Even if buildings also do collapse in their area.
Ang sinasabi namin, dapat yung evacuation area should be open space. Dapat walang tower, far from from tall buildings. Yung sa tower nyo naman po, maybe you can probably ask your civil engineers or structural engineers to test kung magkukulaps ba yun or hindi. But again, yung recommendation namin is that dapat nasa open space yung evacuation area.
Pero yun na nga kapag medyo congested po yung lugar,
That's
let's say Makati. And recently itong BGC, crowded na rin po sa mga tall buildings. So do you have time to run to an open space? Parang layo na nun.
Yung mga newly constructed buildings, yung mga high-rise buildings natin, constructed after 2000, well, medyo earthquake resilient na yan because it was in 2000 that we published the active faults maps, and yung mga civil engineers, they already incorporated the distance of their proposed buildings to the active fault. So when they constructed the building, they already incorporated yung distance ng active fault. So more or less yung buildings constructed, high-rise buildings, condominiums, constructed after 2000 are more or less earthquake resilient.
So ang sinasabi niyo po, mas handa ang mga bagong lungsod, o mga bagong area sa lungsod, kaysa po sa mga lumang bahagi ng ating pong bansa.
That's right.
Okay, meron ba kayong ni-specify, let's say, sa mga engineers na dapat ang mga building, ganito yung kaya nilang ma-withstand na magnitude ng earthquake? Nasa 7 ba yan? 8? Ano ba yung nakikita nating magnitude?
Wala kaming, hindi sa amin yan, it's the yung DPWH and of course the LGU.
Pero payo po galing
yes,
sa
that's right. Yung building should be able to withstand an intensity 8 earthquake. So when we say intensity 8, very destructive.
Okay. I want to ask you about, this is a kind of controversial thinking. Sabi po nila na mas maganda daw po yung triangle of life kesa sa duck cover and hold. Kasi ang theory dyan, kapag merong, let's say, may kama at kumasya ka dun sa ilalim ng kama, minsan, pag nabagsakan yung kama, mapipitpit. At kung nandun ka sa ilalim, nadaganan ka rin. Ngayon, ayon sa Triangle of Life, doon ka dapat sa tabi ng kama o sa tabi ng mesa para kahit na mag-collapse yung kama o yung mesa, meron pa daw space doon na pwede na safe para sa'yo. Ano po yung tamang paniniwala dapat natin dyan?
Okay, we don't subscribe to the Triangle of Life. Yung we recommend the duck cover and hold. When we say duck cover and hold, during strong shaking, you hide under the table, you hold the legs of the table, and then once the shaking stops, you evacuate. You move to open space. For the Triangle of Life, yung katulad na sinasabi niyo po, you sit or lie beside the table.
Yes.
And because when the ceiling collapses, if the ceiling will collapse, it will form a triangle. But this is misleading because during earthquakes, during strong shaking, everything will move, including the table. Now, if the table will shift, you will lose your protection. So the safer, yung height
frame.
Pwede rin
Is
po
that
yun.
a good
That's right.
place to stand?
Yeah, that's right.
Or-
That's right. So kung walang table, doon sa door frames.
Okay. And how advanced kaya ang earthquake forecasting ng PHIVOLCS? Tayo po ba ay nakakasabay na sa ibang bansa? Ito po mga early warning devices po natin?
Okay, we are using the latest technology, but the thing is, these are not enough. For example, for the Philippines, for yung ideal number of seismic stations in a country like the Philippines for our size would be 300. Right now, we only have 128 seismic stations. And Taiwan, for example, which is 1/10 the size of the Philippines, has 200, close to 300. So yung sa Pilipinas, the ideal for us would be 300. Every year, nadagdagan namin ng 4, but say 130 tayo ngayon. We need 170 more. So for us to be able to complete this 170, that would take 40 more years.
Kung every year 4
4 lang, oo,
ayan.
nadadagdag
Kaya maganda
sa
po
amin.
siguro pag-usapan natin ang PHIVOLCS Modernization Act. Yan po ang
Yes,
ating aalamin sa pagbabalik ng In Person.
Disaster Watch. Paghahanda bago ang lindol. Alamin ang mga maaaring magdulot ng pinsala sa inyong lugar. Maging pamilyar sa mga sumusunod. Fire extinguishers, medical kit, exit routes, evacuation plan. Siguraduhing matibay ang bahay at paayos ang mga sirang bahagi nito. Ayusin ang pag-iimbak ng mga nakalalasong kemikal at mga bagay na maaaring maging sanhi ng sunog. Siguraduhing ligtas ang pagkakalagay ng mga mabibigat na bagay. Ihanda ang go bag na naglalaman ng mga kinakailangan. Makipag-ugnayan sa mga lider para sa plano sa paglikas. Pag-usapan din sa pamilya kung saan tutungo sa oras ng kailangan lumikas. Makilahok sa mga pagsasanay ukol sa lindol. Sa panahon ng sakuna, dapat laging listo.
At nagbabalik pong in person, kasama natin ngayong gabi si Director Toto Bacolcol ng PHIVOLCS. At pag-usapan naman natin ito pong PHIVOLCS Modernization. Ano na po ang status nito ngayon?
Okay, so yung PHIVOLCS Modernization, alay pa sa Tointoil Law, this will be a big step in improving disaster resilience and disaster response sa Pilipinas. May basically tatlong components, improving our seismic volcano network. Again, right now, we have 24 active volcanoes, and out of the 24 active volcanoes, 10 lamang yung na monitor natin. And out of the 10 monitored active volcanoes, 2 lamang yung may kumpletong equipment, which is Taal and Mayon. With the FIVOX Modernization Bill, ano dito na we will be monitoring the 24 active volcanoes, at least minimum requirement. And then the 10 most active volcanoes will have complete equipment. Kasama din dito sa bill na to would be i-expand natin yung seismic network natin. Right now, as I've mentioned, we have 128, and in 5 years, hopefully makumpleto namin yung 300
Talagang
na the
mapa-fast
ideal.
track po yan.
Mapa-fast track, that's
Kasi
right.
madadagdagan ng pondo.
And madagdagan din yung mga tao right now.
Ang mga tao.
We are around 450, but kalahati niyan, mga cost staff, yung temporary staff lang.
Yes,
So what we do is we hire them, we train them, and then they leave because walang permanent positions, walang plantilla
Kulang
positions.
talaga,
Kulang. So sasayang training namin.
Opo.
So the FIVOX Modernization Bill, hopefully madagdagan kami and maging at least 600.
At maging regular sila.
Magiging regular, that's right. That's right.
Ayun. Eh, yung po mga seismic equipment natin, ito ba'y nawawala o nananakaw?
Hindi naman, pero may
Ito ba'y nawawala o nananakaw?
hindi naman, pero may equipment, may station kami ngayon sa Mayon na vandalize. Yung fence, kinat, dahil bakal, siguro dahil
Nabenta.
ibibenta. So, we discovered this 3 days ago. Importante yung instrumento namin dito kasi this is for the safety of the people living around the Mayon volcano.
So this is above ground, not below ground?
Above ground,
And within the 4-kilometer danger zone? Or how far is it?
Inside the 6-kilometer permanent danger.
It's within the 6-kilometer permanent. Okay. So pagdating po sa accuracy at pagdating din po sa reliability ng inyong pong sistema, paano po nagagamit para maging alerto ang publiko at pati na rin po ang mga local authorities?
Okay, so yung seismic stations natin, yung information doon are transferred here via satellite, so in real time. So kapag may earthquake somewhere in the Philippines, alam ka agad namin, makapaglabas ka agad kami ng parameters kapag may malapit sa dagat or kung nasa dagat at kung mataas yung magnitude and kung mababaw lamang, makapag-issue ka agad kami ng tsunami warning. Changes in the parameters, the monitoring parameters, agad-agad kami nagpapalabas ng advisory saying na okay, tumaas yung number of earthquakes for this volcano, the public as well as the LU should be vigilant because pwedeng sumabog anytime.
So sa earthquakes na didetermine yon yung activity sa loob ng bulkan, sa usok din, ano po?
That's right, that's right.
At yung pamumula o pamamaga, sabi din nila, ng yung pong pinaka-crater.
Pamamaga ng dalisdis ng bulkan. Ng edifice ng bulkan.
Yung edifice. O, namamaga pala yon.
Yes, kapag may magma na umaangat, ibig sabihin, nag-expand. So yun yung inflation na tinatawag natin.
And you're able to measure that?
Yes, we were able to measure that. Pamamaga kasi tinitingnan namin yung distance from one side to other side, and then kapag lumalayo sila, ibig sabihin may gumigit-git, which is magma.
And this is by satellite? Paano natin nababasa yan?
Yung sa yung for the GPS, manual namin kinukuha muna for now. But for other equipment that we have, for example, yung tilt meters natin, via satellite po yung kuha natin.
Kasi sabi niyo, mano-mano, wala namang sumusukat po ng buntak ng gano'n. GPS pong ginagamit natin. Okay. Ano po yung mga ongoing research ng FIVOX na ginagawa po ninyo para higit pa nating maintindihan ang mga earthquake hazards at paano rin tayo makakapag-develop pa ng mga bagong technologies, ayun, para sa earthquake.
Studying the activity of a fault, for example, kapag nakita namin sa GPS na walang motion and we know that it's an active fault, it means that it's storing up energy for a big release kasi meaning nagkakaroon na ng energy build-up. Now, kapag nakikita naman namin na the fault is active and may motion, ibig sabihin that it's slowly releasing energy. So, we are also using sa dagat naman kasi hindi lang sa lupa yung mga active faults natin, meron din sa dagat. So, we are using sonar, we are also using 2D echo, meron kaming mga instruments na ginagamit. Multi-beam, ginagamit to map active faults na nasa dagat.
Oo, yun po ang interesting, yung sa dagat. Kasi hindi naman tayo pwede maglagay ng mga equipment sa ilalim ng dagat. O meron ba tayong ganon?
Na
mga equipment sa dagat.
Ayun na nga, yun na nga po yung mga geophysical equipment natin, yung multi-beam, sonar, yun yung ginagamit natin to monitor o to map active faults. And then right now, gumagamit na rin kami ng mga drones kasi may mga mahirap i-access ng mga lugar. We need photos para makuha namin yung kasi we're using aerial photographs to trace the active faults sa pagmamapa namin. So kapag hindi available yung aerial photograph, nagpapalipat kami ng mga drones, and we manufacture our own drones.
Yes. And how do we know that there is a tsunami coming?
Okay, so
does it depend on the size or the depth and the magnitude of the earthquake?
So ito yung advice natin sa mga kababayan natin living in coastal communities. If it's locally generated tsunami, wala na tayong time to warn them. Kasi it would only take minutes, like what happened during the 1976 Cotabato earthquake. It's magnitude 8.1, and it took 5 minutes bago dumating yung waves. So, and it happened past midnight.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the reason why 8,000 people died. So, ang sinasabi natin, palatandaan for a locally generated tsunami would be shake, drop, and roar. Kung meron tayong duck, cover, and hold for earthquakes, meron tayong shake, drop, and roar for tsunami. So shake, there is a strong shaking na halos hindi ka na makatayo. There is a sudden drop of sea level.
Yung pong mga waves parang nagre-recede, no?
And there is a roaring sound coming from the sea. Kahit isa man lang dito ang ma-observe mo kung nasa beach ka, then you have to move to higher place kasi baka magkaroon ng tsunami. Now, ibang usapan naman for far-field tsunami. Galing sa Chile, it will take several hours, at least 24 hours bago dumating sa eastern coastlines natin.
What about Japan? Malapit sa atin ng Japan. Ay madalas silang in the earthquake. Ano po yung
mga hours din dumarating. At least we still have time to warn the people. But kung locally generated tsunami, marami tayong may mga trenches tayo, 6 yung trenches natin in both sides of the Philippines na pwedeng mag-generate ng tsunami, wala po tayong time to warn the people. So dapat pa lang nila yun yung isa sa mga sinasabi namin sa aming information dissemination campaigns na 3 signs of they should observe for a locally generated tsunami.
Okay. Actually, we talked about Japan, At hindi lang nga tayo, pati Japan, recently meron din silang pinalabas na alert. The first ever, if I'm not mistaken, at tinatawag nilang once in a century megaquake. Ano po ibig sabihin nun? Dapat ba tayong matakot sa mga megaquake na yan?
Dapat tayong matakot, pero again, meron silang earthquake generators. Again, as I've said, it will probably take hours bago dumating sa atin. Tayo, we should worry our own earthquake, tsunami-genic, our trenches that may generate earthquakes. So, yung Japan's warning about this once-in-a-century thrust mega earthquake only shows that earthquakes are a constant threat even for countries like Japan. So dapat this should make us be ready. Dapat ready tayo palagi, and we should probably emulate Japan's.
And they share this information with us readily naman.
That's right.
Okay. Noong April, nagbigay ng warning of PHIVOLCS na yung Philippine Trench in Samar is capable of generating a magnitude 8 po ba? Tama ba? Ano maging epekto nito dahil nabanggit na ito'y pwedeng mag-generate ng killer tsunami?
Yes, tama po kayo. This is in response to a question kasi nagkaroon ng earthquake sa Taiwan at the time, magnitude 7.1. I was asked, what about our trenches here? Sabi ko, it's capable of generating magnitude, based on its length, it's capable of generating magnitude 8 and above earthquakes. And kapag shallow yung earthquake, it may generate tsunami. And yung wave heights, based on our estimates, would be around 8 to 10 meters.
Wow. So the more shallow,
the shallower the earthquake
is the bigger the tsunami.
And the higher the magnitude, pwedeng mag-generate yan ng tsunami.
Okay. Nako, so far naman, we're fortunate dahil malalim, no, yung mga earthquake,
yung
sa
earthquake
dagat.
natin, that's right. Yung earthquake natin March, December 2, mag 7.4, nakapag-generate po siya ng tsunami, hindi naman masyadong mataas.
Okay. Yung Manila Trench po, ano naman ang, ano nga ba, maaring maging epekto niyan pag gumalaw yan?
Okay, so Manila Trench is also capable of generating a magnitude 8.3 earthquake. And kapag nangyari yan at kapag mababaw yung lindol, pwede po siyang mag-generate ng tsunami. Yung estimate po namin na tsunami waves would be 3.5 meters. And during low tide,
tao pa rin.
kapag during high tide, magdagdag ka ng 2 meters. So 5.5 meters. So minsan kasi nakafocus tayo sa the big one, which is magnitude 7.2 earthquake along the West Valley Fault. But there are also bigger ones na hindi natin
masyadong napag-uusapan. Ayan, okay. At sino-sino kaya ang katuwang ng ahensya po ninyo para mas mapalagana pa ang mahalagang impormasyon sa publiko? Yan po ang ating babalikan sa pagpapatuloy ng In Person.
Tara, lumikha! Let's fly to the next level! Paliparin ng mas mataas ang inyong paper planes gamit ang ating DIY plane launcher.
1, 2, 3, go!
Gumamit naman tayo ng cotton buds para sumubok ng panibagong painting style. At ibida ang inyong creativity sa pag-decorate ng DIY paper plate art bag.
Kuya Joseph!
Sining ang magniningning dito sa
Artsy Craftsy!
Artsy Craftsy, Sabado, alas 10:30 ng umaga. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Join us for your nightly news fix. And always staying informed with our comprehensive coverage of news, business, politics, current events, and more. From our network of journalists across the Philippines and the rest of the world. Anchored by William Theo, Charms Espina, and Monique Tuzon. PTV News Tonight, Mondays to Fridays, 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. Only here on PTV.
At yung nabitin po nating tanong, sino po yung mga katuwang na ahensya pa ng PHIVOLCS? Because you cannot stand and survive alone. You really need cooperation from everyone.
That's right, that's right. So yung mga kasama namin, mga partners namin would be of course, again, we're part of the prevention and mitigation pillar of INDRMC, and kasama namin dito would be yung DILG. So we work closely with the LGUs. Sila naman basically yung main stakeholder namin kasi sila rin yung nag-provide ng information doon sa kanilang constituents.
Opo. Ngayon, nararanasan po natin ng climate change. We see it in the, ano nga ba, yung mas madalas na mga weather disturbances, mas malakas na mga bagyo, ng mas maraming ulan. Pagdating po sa volcanic activity, meron po bang impact ang climate change sa aktibidad ng mga bulkan?
When we talk about magmatic eruption, wala po. Hindi po yan, kasi yung magma natin would come from the deeper
Below.
part. But if we talk about phreatic eruptions, pwede pong magkaroon yung effect yung climate change. Kasi kapag madalas yung pagulan, phreatic eruption kasi is basically water coming into contact with hot volcanic rocks or hot volcanic gases. So kapag may constant supply ka of rain doon sa ground, and this rain would seep on the ground and may interact with hot volcanic materials, then pwede pong magkaroon ng phreatic eruptions.
So this is really like more steam coming out.
Yeah, that's right.
Na
That's
may
right,
binubuga ding mga bato.
Binubugang,
Ano pa?
minsan may ashes
May
konti.
ashes din, opo. At ito po yung delikado rin na malanghap ng mga tao.
Pero this is not as destructive destructive as, of course, magmatic eruption.
Of course, oo. Although magandang tingnan, ano, kung malayo.
That's right.
Pero pag lumapit ka, delikado na po.
That's right.
Okay. Ito rin po, no, parang kung minsan, ang napapansin natin sa mga balita, parang sunod-sunod. Nag-uusap ba ang mga bulkan? Kunyari, mag-aalboroto si Mayon, tapos medyo tatahimik ng konti, tapos si Taal naman, tapos mamaya, ito naman, Kanlaon ngayon na nagpaparamdam. What's going on? Are they independent of each other or are they connected? Because diba we are in the Pacific Ring of Fire. So is there some kind of connection below the ground?
Okay. Wala po silang connection, independent po sila. It's just that, as I mentioned earlier, we have 24 active volcanoes. And so there is always this remote possibility na dalawa or tatlo magkaroon ng sabay-sabay na activity. But hindi po yan sila konektado.
So one volcano does not trigger
That's
the
right,
activity of another volcano. Pero parang bakit ganun sabay-sabay?
Yun na nga lang kasi, yun nga, we have 24 active volcanoes and pwedeng magkaroon ng sabay-sabay. But again, hindi ibig sabihin na yung isa na trigger ng activity ng isa pang volcano.
Okay. Ito pong Mount Kanlaon, kamusta na siya ngayon?
Kanlaon volcano is still on alert level 2 and kanina, for the past 24 hours, we were able to record 5 volcanic earthquakes. So, medyo maliit to kaysa last September 11, we recorded, in one day, we recorded 337 volcanic earthquakes.
So, there's a lessening of earthquakes?
Well, sana nga, ganun yung trend na makikita natin kasi minsan nagpa-fluctuate. From 337, there was a time naging 77, tapos tumataas na naman. And within the past 24-hour period, 5 yung volcanic earthquakes na naitala natin.
Di po ba mas maganda yung mas maraming volcanic earthquakes? Kasi nare-release yung pressure or wala pong connection
Not
yun?
for volcanoes.
Not for
Kasi ibig
volcanoes.
sabihin, may magma kang maangat
So, meron
and binabasag niya yung mga bato.
Ayun na.
Kaya nagkaroon ka ng mga volcanic earthquakes.
Apo, okay. Can you please explain to us, ano po ba yung proseso para mag-issue ng isang volcanic eruption alert?
Okay. So, ang ginagawa namin, kapag nakikita namin yung parameters, biglang nagkaroon ng sudden changes o tumataas yung mga monitored parameters namin. So, ang ginagawa namin, we issue alert warning sa INDRMC through OCD kasi we're part of OCD, INDRMC sa family. So OCD will cascade the information doon sa grassroots. And at the same time kami rin may parallel din kami dissemination of information sa Facebook namin, sa social media, sa Twitter or sa X. But basically yung official would be we have to course through OCD and OCD yung nagka-cascade niyan sa grassroots.
Ayun, okay. Ano po ba talaga yung permanent danger zone? Sometimes it's 4 kilometers, sometimes it's 6. Ano yung advice po ng FIVOLCS?
Depende po yan sa bulkan. So for
Kanlaon, it's 4.
It's 4. For Bulusan, it's 4. For Mayon Volcano, it's 6. And for Taal Volcano, it's the Taal Volcano Island.
Bakit po kailangan natin parang mag-issue lagi ng warning na, dapat mag-vacate sa permanent danger zone? Hindi ba dapat wala sila doon to begin with?
That's right. Dapat evacuate natin yung beyond
Nasa
the 4
labas na
kilometer, beyond the 4 permanent danger zone.
Yes. But
hindi mo rin kasi mapipigilan. Well, sa amin, recommendation lang kami. It's the purview of the LGUs to implement the recommendation namin of the permanent danger zone. Pero hindi mo rin siguro masisisi yung mga tao kasi hanap buhay nila nandun sa loob ng permanent danger zone.
Baka mas fertile ang soil sa loob po ng permanent danger zone.
That's right kasi yung volcanic ash kapag after several years naging fertile po yan.
Pag nagkaroon ng topsoil, it's very fertile. Okay, dito po sa inyong opisina, napansin namin itong mga monitors ninyo dito sa mga bulkan. Paano nyo pa na-monitor ang mga active volcanoes aside from these videos of the volcano?
Again, yung mga instruments namin, nandyan yan sa around the edifice of the volcano. And again, real-time din yan via satellite. tinatransmit dito sa observatory namin doon sa, for example, we have an observatory in Mayon Volcano, tinatransmit yung data doon, and then we also get the same data. So kung ano yung nakikita ng ating mga resident volcanologists sa field, nakikita rin namin yan dito in real time.
Yes, nabanggit niyo Mayon. Kumusta ang Mayon Volcano?
Mayon is on alert level 1 and halos wala tayong nare-record na earthquakes. I think meron tayong isa or dalawa for the past 24-hour period.
So, ibig sabihin, quiet lang siya.
Well, alert level 1 means low level of unrest.
Low level. Pero meron siyang konting steam na nilalabas? Constantly po ba yun?
May nakapag-record din po kami ng sulfur dioxide, not as high as Canlaon Volcano or Taal Volcano.
Yes, Taal actually is still spewing a lot of volcanic steam.
And kanina nga may phreatic eruption kanina.
Bakit napaka-active din ng Taal?
Well,
may epekto po ba yung lake na nakapaligid sa
may
Taal
effects
Island?
kasi again, phreatic eruption, it's water coming into contact with hot volcanic material. So we would expect from time to time na yung water would interact with these materials and nagkakaroon tayo ng phreatic eruption.
Isa pang bagay na gusto kong linawin, sinasabi nila yung Taal Lake mismo belong to the crater of an older and bigger volcano. Is that true?
Yes, that's right. Yung lake mismo,
Yes.
we have this caldera-genic eruption. I think that happened 5,000 years ago.
Ayun. So all this land overlooking Taal, that's part of the, kumbaga yung dalis-dis niya nung lumang,
That's right.
nung lumang volcano. Okay. Ano po yung mga future research po na isinasagawa ninyo? Ano yung mga direksyon na ginagawa ninyo para mas maintindihan pa natin ang mga bulkan?
So we will probably make use of AI, artificial intelligence, to analyze yung mga data na nakukuha natin. And then of course, we'll make use of drones para makakuha ng samples. For example,
Hindi kaya matunaw yung drone pag lumipad doon.
may kami ngayon, experimental pa naman, using drones to get samples sa Taal Lake. So,
Yung water temperature,
if you're talking about yung sa crater mismo, oo. Sa lake,
they're fine.
they're fine, oh.
Meron pong
May tubig doon sa...
tubig din doon sa
Oo.
maliit na isla. Talaga?
May tubig doon.
I see. Okay, gusto isingit ko na rin ng Pinatubo. Pinatubo was quiet for more than 400 years. But it suddenly erupted. Ano pong naging problema doon? Or
Well, may debate yan among geologists na yung 1990 earthquake, yun yung nakapag-trigger ng 1991 eruption kasi there's a strong shaking during the 1990 earthquake na alog yung magma chamber and nakapag-trigger ng eruption sa Pinatubo.
so that's the theory po that we...
That's right. And in fact, hindi naman po siya, kasi sa Indonesia, proven na po yan na there's a strong earthquake and then a nearby volcano would erupt. Recently lang sa Kamchatka, sa may Russia, there was a magnitude 7.2 earthquake and then several hours after a volcano erupted in the same area.
Tayo po'y magbabalik. Meron pa tayong mga karagdagang tanong para po sa ating panauhin sa pagpapatuloy ng In Person.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina.
Karamihan sa amin ay nag-asawa na lang, walang pinag-aralan, hindi po kami educated. Bakit ipinanganak ako na IP ako na parang walang mga opportunity na para sa amin?
Nagbabaon kami, kanin lang, ang ulam, bagong, gano'n. Talagang wala nang kaya ang magulang ko.
Hango sa kwento ng mga totoong tao. Tahanan ng mga award-winning documentaries. Public Eye, sa PTV.
At nasa huling bahagi na po tayo ng ating programa ngayong gabi in person with FIVOLCS Director Toto Bacolcol. Okay, ito ho, paano pa mas mapapalawig ng FIVOLCS ang partnerships natin sa mga foreign and local organizations?
Okay, so we can strengthen our partnerships through active and responsive and mutually beneficial collaboration. So for example, with the LGUs, we help them with, again, constant naman yung partnership namin with the LGUs because sila naman yung basically main client namin. We regularly conduct information dissemination campaigns with them. We help them prepare their comprehensive land use plans. And at the same time, we also engage them sa mga, again, information dissemination campaigns namin. And then for the foreign partnerships namin, again, may existing collaboration naman kami with foreign organizations. So, strengthen lang namin and continue. So, we'll probably send, and para mas mapalawig pa, we'll continue to send experts, researchers namin to attend international conferences kasi doon sila makakakuha ng collaboration. So, may mga collaboration din kami with foreign universities and nagpapadala kami ng mga estudyante.
Ayan, speaking of students, ano po yung pwede nating gawin para mas ma-encourage pa ang ating mga estudyante na mag-aral at maybe mag-major dito sa seismology? Tulad po ninyo, ano ang nag-trigger sa inyo na ito po yung inyong pasukin?
Okay, lumaki kasi ako sa bundok, sa probinsya. And sa likod ng bahay namin may ilog. And nung bata pa ako, mahilig akong maligo sa ilog. So, of course, sa ilog may mga bato. So, doon nag-start yung appreciation ko sa bato. And that's the reason why I became a geologist.
Yes.
So, and then, pagkatapos ko ng college, I work with FIVOLCS and then naging interested ako sa mga active faults. Dito kasi sa FIVOLCS, if you want to work dito, you'll be given two choices. Either you go into volcanoes or earthquakes or active faults, yun na yun. So I decided to go into active fault studies. So kung interested sila, they may start, mga bata, they may start with geology. Marami na tayong mga geology schools all over the country. And then, again, with the FIVOLCS Modernization, nangangailangan kami ng additional manpower kung may pasa ito. Kasi we'll be adding at least 400 more employees.
So there is a future for them in this field. Opo. Kasi nga po, pag geology, pwede mo rin pasukin ng exploration.
That's right.
Or
sa
exploration, mining, mga ganon. Tapos seismology naman po. Is that an offshoot of geology or a different branch?
Offshoot siya ng geology. Although sa ibang universities abroad, meron silang bachelor's degree in seismology na. Parang dito sa atin wala pa kasi tayong ganun. So you start with geology or physics. Yung ibang mga seismologists namin are physics or math majors.
Naku, dapat pala magaling ka sa math.
That's right.
Magkakalculate ka ba dito?
That's right. Sa seismology, maraming math yan.
Kasi it has to be science-based. Okay, ano po masasabi niyong pinakamalaking challenge ninyo sa inyong pamumuno dito po? At pati po sa inyong profesyon?
Well, pinaka-challenge sa akin is siguro yung achieving zero casualty. Yun yung nangyari naman natin yan sa Taal Volcano. Wala namang, when it erupted in 2020, walang namatay, but for earthquakes, malaking challenge sa atin yan. Kasi lalo na kapag mataas yung malaki yung magnitude and yung mga bahay natin are not earthquake resilient, pwede po kasi mag-collapse.
Actually, marami po sa ating mga bahay, light materials, o di kaya hindi talaga fortified. Hindi kagaya sa Japan, talagang ginagawa nila ito. May rollers, meron pang dinevelop ngayon na lumulutang na daw po sa hangin ang mga bahay. Wala tayong ganyan dito.
Yung base isolation,
Yung base isolation
yung rollers.
So, hindi pa natin yan masyadong...
Yung rollers, most likely yung mga bagong, as I've mentioned, yung mga bagong buildings ngayon, may mga rollers na yan.
Okay. When you were appointed, you pushed for smart and resilient communities. Ano po? Ano yung mga paraan na inyo pong ginagawa para maisakatuparan ito sa ahensya?
Again, we can realize this by leveraging the use of advanced technologies in disaster mitigation, disaster preparedness. So right now, may mga existing apps kami, may mga existing programs kami like REDAS, GeoRisk, and PlanSmart that we can use to create tailored disaster preparedness plans for communities. So siguro ipalawagin lang natin ito kasi for example REDAS and GeoRisk apps or GeoRisk programs, we can use this to pinpoint where anong areas are yung vulnerable. And for the PlanSmart, we can use this to help LGUs create their own disaster preparedness plans. So basically integrating advanced technology with education, training, and collaboration with local authorities in order to make our communities safer and resilient to disasters.
And hopefully they're listening
That's right,
to
that's
your
right.
advice. At dapat lang naman kasi kayo po yung expert pagdating
That's right.
sa mga ganyang bagay. And how are you empowering your own people, no? Yung mga tauhan niyo po dito sa ahensya para sila po yung makasabay sa mga more advanced technologies?
Pinupush ko sila to go abroad to study. Again,
Mga exchange programs
and in fact, sinasabi ko, wag na kayong pumili ng kung, as long as hindi tayo nagiging rito, silo. So, naging echo chamber na lang tayo dito kung tayo lang, di ba? So, you meet other people, you meet, yung mga ka-collaborate natin, i-take advantage kasi may mga foreigners na pumunta rito mga from universities, and sinasabi ko, you build relationships with them para eventually, pwede mo silang, can I go to your university? Will you be my professor? I want to study. So yun yung gusto ko that's I'm pushing my employees to go abroad and to study.
Parang ideas, training, and skills po natin ay nag-level up sa international standards. Okay, so paano po natin napapatupad ang mandato ni Pangulong Marcos Jr. dito po sa FIVOLCS?
Well, ang isa sa mga mandato ng Pangulo natin is, again, safer communities, wealth protection. So yun yung ginagawa natin. Hindi lang tayo maging concerned on wealth creation but also wealth protection. So yung hazard maps namin, yung ginagawa namin information dissemination campaigns, isa yan sa mga paraan kung we can protect yung mga resources natin.
And ano po ang dapat din asahan ng mga mamamayan sa FIVOLCS?
Okay, so the public, again, mandate namin is to ensure that the communities are safe from volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and tsunamis. And the public can, expect us to continue providing reliable, accurate information about these hazards. We dito sa FIVOLCS, we take our jobs seriously, and we're very professionals about. We're very proud now we're working for FIVOLCS, and again we expect that the public will continue to receive accurate and timely information from us.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Director Toto, for explaining so many things to us today. Talagang umangat ang aming kaalaman tungkol sa mga lindol, tungkol sa mga bulkan, at ang ating kahandaan para harapin ang mga kalamidad sakali man pong maganap ito. So thank you so much po.
Maraming salamat din po.
Patuloy ang pagsisikap ng FIVOLCS na maghatid ng wasto, napapanahon at makabuluhang impormasyon upang mapaghandaan at mabawasan ang epekto ng mga kalamidad sa bansa. Sinisiguro ni Direktor Toto Bacolcol na sa ilalim ng kanyang pamumuno, makakaasa ang bawat Pilipino sa pagkakaroon ng mas ligtas at handang komunidad pagdating sa pagharap sa mga banta ng kalikasan. At yan ang tunay na bukas sa likod ng mga balita at mga isyong pinag-uusapan. Matapang na humarap at nagpakilala. Ako po si Angelique Lazo at ito ang In Person.